Twirling Wings is the first purple belt technique, and as usual, it is against a grab. This time, it is against a two-hand stiff arm shoulder grab. So, person is basically Frankensteining right here. Grr. So the idea is that you are being attacked from behind in this case, two-handed. Now, there are different ways of looking at this attack. If someone is grabbing you stiff arm by the shoulders, the potential might be that they will pull you back and try jerk you back as well. So there's two ways to look at this. If you take it from the ideal of this position here with the arms basically straight like so on your shoulders, your response at this point is going to be taking a step back with your left. Now, as we take that step back with our left leg, again, I like to teach this as an initial position to kind of stabilize, especially if you're being pulled back, gives you that kind of ability to turn a little bit better. But that's, like I said, just basics. As we take that step back, what we're going to do then is turn to a vertical outward block here, okay? A left vertical outward block. As we hit our left vertical outward block, we are then going to shift to a forward bow and hit an inward elbow. And then we're going to change this to an outward cover and an inward elbow with your left side as well. So again, that's your twirling wings. Your wings being your elbows as always, and here we are twirling in this fashion when we hit. So again, we're going to get pulled backwards. We're going to step. As we take that step back, we're going to come tight in on the arms here. We're going to treat this as a vertical outward block, hit our right inward elbow, and then come back to our neutral with a left inward elbow at this point. Now again, also the right hand would be covering here. We still have arms potentially in play here. So the last thing we want is to hit someone and then get hit by their hands in the back of the head, the side of the head, or whatever it may be. So when we hit back in, here's our strike coming in. And that's where we're landing here. Okay? Now, a couple of considerations about this is, as I said, if you are being pulled back in, then the elbows are tight. So this initial step back then, rather than just having a straight arm or an elbow to clear, could actually be that you need to trace back slightly different. Now, I've seen people do this as a full circle coming this way, which is tantamount to a vertical outward block, as we already know from short form 1. But in this case, what I like to do is, as I step back, my arm tracks this line alongside my shoulder. By doing so then, I'm actually catching at the elbow. And as I turn out, I like to extend slightly more into this outward block. So again, as we turn, what I'm actually starting to do is push that person up on their heels, or up on their toes rather. So again, if I'm grabbing like this, and the reaction that I would hope is by cutting this line here and pushing in tight, I'm starting to extend that person out. And I'm also extending the ribs here. By extending the ribs, of course, that makes it much more impactful when we hit that inward elbow or that initial inward elbow as well. So there's lots of ways to do these things. But again, taking it from the base, we have our Frankenstein approach here. We have our step back with our short outward or vertical outward. And then we have our inward coming back to our left inward elbow as well from here. Of course, as always, we would then cross out in the opposite direction, taking ourselves away until the time comes where we do our extension and go back at it.